You're live, goddammit. 4 seconds, you're fucking
Oh, by
live.
the way,
Live.
Son of a
you were
bitch.
gonna say something. I thought you were gonna say something.
No, that was the trick.
Hey, everybody, it's
I
Alpha
was just-
Podrants.
Hi.
Heyo.
Oh, who's that?
More Kish. Some people
Charles.
might say less Kish
Why
would
is
be
he-
better, but
Why is he repeating himself? What's happening? I'm stuck in a loop. What is this?
Loop.
Oh my god.
stuck in a loop.
Sorry, guys. I was stuck in a temporal loop for a moment. Apparently,
yeah.
I had opened up the YouTube video somehow.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll
I
do it.
muted myself in the middle anyway, so.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
If you want to put stuff in the chat, so it's hi everybody.
Hello.
Hey, it's Alpha
Yeah.
Podrants.
Crazy
Hey,
enough
look
to have
at
me
you
back a
and
second
your-
time.
Fucking Luke in his fancy room looks fancier than mine. More Star Trek-y piece of shit. Look at him. He's got his little stupid asshole. Well, you're sitting on the table
What?
though, so like.
No, the table's right there.
No, you're on the table.
I got my chair.
Keep your arms up the whole time. Oh, look, you son of a bitch. He's in a chair and everything. That's not right. You didn't tell me to up.
I like to
the
mess with stuff.
Oh, son
There's
of a-
nothing wrong with messing. That's how you learn. That's how you learn.
All right, we're
I-
gonna review. But before we do that,
Can we acknowledge that Charles made his bed?
Oh yes.
did he?
Very, very nice.
Does it really look
Yeah.
like
It looks like it
made-
is. It does look like it is, all right? The blankets are smooth, so at least take credit. Last time, they were all bunched up. Fennel was having a hump fest.
Well, yeah.
All right, so I am your captain, Luke. Hi, how you doing? And I set this whole thing up, and I don't know why.
Look at the captain. No.
And that's Jim Grindleton. He's totally 100% here. I mean, 5 minutes ago he wasn't, but he is now, so that's all that matters. And Charles W., the weed
Yes,
man.
yes, and my bed is totally made right now.
It's made
awesomely
enough. I haven't seen it made that much. Look. Don't
And
make your
Richard
bed,
Kish.
Charles. Don't give in to the
Hi,
fucking
everyone.
bastards.
Thank you for allowing me to
Nice
come
to
back.
have you
guys.
back.
It's good to be
Yes.
back.
All right. Wow. So you were saying that you started watching some Strange New Worlds, eh, Kish?
Yes, I started season 1, and I'm through the first 4 episodes, and so far I like it. I like I see how the series is going to develop at this point. So
How do you feel
Excited.
pike for pike?
Pike for Pike. Jeffrey Hunter had a harder edge to him. I think that particular Pike had a harder edge, and he wasn't as patient. You could tell that when he was inside the, when he was down on the planet, when he was in the ship, during that episode. But Anson Mount is a different Pike. He's a more cerebral. I think both characters are thinkers, but I think the Anson Mount version is a little more cerebral, and he's a little more laid back. He doesn't seem to get upset quite as quickly. But that's about it.
He's a little more man-childy too.
Yes.
Which I kind of don't like a little bit. I forget he does. There's something I don't know if Charles or Luke remember. I brought it up on one of these shows, but
Well, I
there's
think
something he
also
does
in the
that is
original
real
series.
lame.
Uh-oh.
All right, that I
Sorry.
recall that as well in the original series.
My internet went a little crazy. Damn it.
Yeah,
Well,
you froze for a second.
From the original series, I started watching The Cage and The Man Trap just because we were talking about it, and you had mentioned which one was a better pilot or better first show. And I did notice that the Pike from The Cage was, a little more serious. And actually, if that had been the first show to air and they had gone with that cast and those stories, I think the show would have been a lot more serious. And that might have been why they had to change it a little bit. Because
It would have
The
worked.
Cage-
I think it would have worked, but it would have been very different. I would agree with that.
Different from what we got, but same from what had come before it, because it would have been more in the
Yeah.
Outer Limits Twilight Zone realm. It would have been another one of those
Yes,
shows.
because
but in space.
the cage dealt with humanity and how violent we are and how some people are drawn in by temptation and things like that. And then the cage was more of like an alien that's pretending to be people. I mean, the man trap is an alien trying to pretend to be people. Some people die, and it's a much smaller story.
Right.
The man
that-
trap is what Kirk called Sulu, by the way.
Oh,
boy.
My.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I surmise correctly
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
the series, this is Strange New World, takes place after Talos 4?
Now I can clarify that for you, because I've been really I've spent about 4 poops researching this. 4 morning poops.
Because
researching
based
this
upon
specific
characters and what's going on at the particular time, I'm guessing it would almost have to be after, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, what happened there? Like that is that where the cage happened, right? Because they mentioned Rigel 7 there, right? But I don't.
Well, Talos, it's the way it looks to me is Talos 4 happened. He went down the planet, and in the original pilot, he leaves and life goes on as usual. The catastrophic accident, which they used for the menagerie, I think, comes at some point afterwards. When afterwards, I couldn't tell you.
Well, it's before. It would have to be before where we are. Because I didn't know those 2 pieces. That's what was confusing
wait a
me
minute.
between the menagerie and the cage.
Right.
Because menagerie happened before Discovery, and Discovery is about 5 years prior to where Strange New World is now.
Right.
The cage was 5 years prior to Strange New World's most recent episode, which we're going to discuss later. Among the Lotus Eaters takes place as both a prequel and a sequel and a sort of prequel to the cage, because they'll explain prequel meaning they'll explain why Spock had his limp.
Oh yeah.
And then sequel in that certain things they set up and say that they did lead into, it kind of actually makes a trilogy of stories in a way for your mind.
But in a weird way, what actually could I think this falls after Talos 4, but before the accident, because he says he sees his future. He sees himself saving people and getting disfigured in the process. Because in the menagerie, James Kirk and Pike meet, or at least they knew of each other. In the series, Sam Kirk is his father, right?
Guys, are we spoiling the finale of season 1? If we discuss too much
So
further.
Sam Kirk comes in. He's his brother.
Well, I think it's
Sam-
his father and his brother, isn't it? Because it's like George Sam Kirk or Sam George Kirk.
All I know is it's Sam. Yeah, I mean, don't give it away. Give it away. I was led. Yeah, because they don't really tell you if it's who he is. It's just Sam Kirk.
Ah, shit. Guys, fuck. Now I'm confused. Okay, so let me ask you this then, Kish. Does Pike currently, in what you're watching of Strange New Worlds, know of his fate?
Yes, he does, because
He
he looks in
does.
the glass. He sees himself all disfigured. So
he saw that in Discovery,
he's talking
right?
about it, how he
Yes.
knows about yeah. So he talks about it early.
He went
All right.
okay in Discovery. Remember, he went back to Talos, not Talos 4, but to the people with the big head there from the cage.
That's Talos 4.
Okay, so he went back there to ask them something. I can't remember, but then he had to go to a Klingon temple, and that's where the time crystals were, where he had to use
Well,
a
now
time
you can't
crystal.
talk. You can't talk about that, you
I know.
dork.
And
You can't
that's-
do
well,
that.
that's Discovery.
No, it's not.
He doesn't want to watch Discovery.
It's not
Well,
Discovery.
I saw.
That's- Is
I
it?
caught the Pike introduction in Discovery. Well, what was that? That was at the end, near the end of the
Season
first
2.
season.
End of the first season, they show the Enterprise, and then
It picks up in season 2, right?
He's pretty much the 3 of them, Pike, Una, or number 1, and Spock are main characters. A terrible
Right.
same guy playing Spock,
Right.
who I love now, but just terrible.
Ethan
in
Peck,
Discovery.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
like the
didn't
guy.
like
Yeah, I
his
like him.
beard
like
and
him.
disheveled
I didn't
I
like
thought
the
that was
beard.
fine. I thought
We'll
that was
see.
fine.
We'll see if you feel the same way, Kish. But Ethan Peck is already replacing Leonard Nimoy.
Wow, and you're
And Quinto didn't, and he looked a lot like him. But that guy never replaced Nimoy in my head. Now, when I think of Spock, I think of this other guy.
When it comes to the people playing Spock, I mean, I do think you said his name was Ethan Peck.
Ethan Peck.
Yeah, Ethan Peck is doing a great job as Spock, and I do agree with Jim's assessment saying that he's even surpassing Leonard Nimoy. I do agree with that, but with Zachary Quinto, he did look like Spock. He did. He looked like him.
And I think the only
there were a lot of problems with Zachary Quinto's performance.
It was forgettable. It was just somebody impersonating Spock. I don't know. Well, it was just you look.
I don't know. It's just. I mean, and most of those issues I had with him as Spock were in Star Trek Into Darkness. That was most of my issues with him as Spock. Were in that.
What happened there?
Well, for like the most messed up thing, it was probably not even his fault, was the change they made where they had him scream Khan's name after Kirk's death. Or should I say death?
Did he say?
Because he didn't actually die.
Jim.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, it felt so out of place. Like
Jim.
Your death will be avenged, Jim, in the most efficient and logical way.
I really had a problem with that whole scene right there. It's just, like... Buried alive. Khan! That is how you scream Khan's name.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, nobody else on this planet is William Shatner.
Yeah. You don't do it with Zachary Quinto's Spock screaming it in front of a warp core. You do it while you're being left to die in the subterranean tunnels of a dead planet.
It goes a lot further when that particular scenario is there to kind of back it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
One of the tunnels was alive. It had the, prototype Genesis thing. Anyway.
Yeah, but no, it's just I need to see Wrath of Khan again. I haven't seen that movie in years.
So these pictures I was showing are from the cage.
That's Jeffrey Hunter.
That's Jeffrey Hunter.
This is him fighting the Warriors.
Picture, but
yeah,
that scene is from the cage, the pilot episode of TOS.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what I'm not getting. These warriors are the same warriors from among the Lotus Eaters in Strange New World.
Yep.
Because there's things about it that I don't understand, like how they tie up. Like, how did they get from being these people to then being ruled by? We can't
go into.
That's not a spoiler.
We can't get into it. We can't get into it.
All right, cut that.
Okay, I have another question for you guys based upon what I heard in the episode tonight. The enemy that they were fighting were supposedly had defeated. Who's the navigator on the ship? It's not number one, but the one below her, the female with the British accent.
I don't want to be a fucking sound weird. Is her name Martinez?
No, not her. There you go.
That one.
Her.
Noonien Singh.
Lon Noonien Singh.
That's right. That's right. She's related. That's right.
Lon Noonien. I never. Oh my god! I never realized her name.
Oh my god!
Lon. What the fuck? None of us realized that, have we?
If she dies, they have to.
She ain't around in any other lore. I mean,
she's supposedly Asian, but she doesn't look it here at all.
She's a half an Asian.
She looks as Asian as
I would agree with that. But the enemy that they were fighting were the Gorn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Gorn, I remember with those green lizardy guys from. Is it the same Gorn?
I don't correct me if I'm wrong. They've still yet to show us a full Gorn, right? We've seen some baby Gorn.
We've seen some baby Gorn, but we have not seen a fully grown one.
And they're basically like Alien from Alien, but mixed with Gorn.
And when we reviewed that, we found pictures from like video games and all the different types that they've been in the lore, but they haven't shown what they look like now. So
Mhm.
Yeah, we haven't seen a full-grown Gorn yet. We haven't.
Okay.
But I get the feeling that is
We're
coming
gonna.
soon.
No
Okay.
spoiler, Mr. Kish, but
Yeah, no.
Gorn will feature in the series.
What I
Yeah.
like is that any good series, for me at least, I can't love it from the first episode. I need for it to kind of sit with me for a bit, because I think that's,
Yeah.
if you get into something too quickly, I think it burns out too quickly.
Mm.
But like I said, this took like an episode or two, and after that, if you get comfortable with the characters, the plot, and the movement, everything else, boom, like I said, and they're going quickly. The episodes are going very quickly, so I'll be
What did
through
you
them.
think of
I'll
the
be through them in no
aspect-
time. I'm sorry.
The episode you just watched was the one where Spock and his fiance switch brains, right?
No, that's the episode after. That's episode 5.
damn
That's what
That's
I
not
haven't seen yet.
far, is it?
This
Spoilers.
it's called Spock Amok, like Amok time,
Spock
Spock
Amok.
Amok, whatever.
Spock Amok. Yeah,
Spock
that was the name of the episode, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that was an interesting episode.
yeah. But in the episode I just watched,
So-
I think
Oh.
Spock does do a mind meld with that young lady that you just had the picture up for, Sung.
And
Oh
she starts
yes,
saying,
where,
"Oh, you
where,
have
where,
a
where
you have a
she's trying
sister."
to. She's trying to remember something about her time
And fighting the Gorn, yeah.
and fighting the Gorn.
Right,
yeah.
right. And her brother shows up
Oh,
in the
yeah.
vision, something like that. He gets killed or something like that. So-
Yeah, but doesn't
And her
doesn't
brother-
Lon also like do a reverse mind meld and she looks into Spock's mind as well?
Oh yeah. Right, because they both benefited from it. I remember that.
Yeah. And she
Yeah, she says,
she
"Oh, you
sees
have a sister,
sense of
but
what-
there's no
of what they had to
That's
cover
right.
up.
Yeah, that's right. He said that.
there's no record of her in Starfleet." And he's like, "Yeah, we should end this mind meld now."
Yeah,
Did that? What? Really? That happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lon
No, I do
saw
remember
that
that.
Spock, what Spock and the rest of Starfleet Command tried to cover up. That was in the end of season 2 of Discovery, where Michael Burnham and the crew of the Discovery went into that time vortex and traveled back to the future. Aha, yeah,
Back to the Future.
yeah.
That old ploy.
Oh yeah, but no, it's just, and then Spock was like, "Oh no, we can't talk about this. Let's end this mind meld right now."
Yep.
Because
exactly.
I think they were specifically ordered not to talk about it ever again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was the whole retcon to explain why Michael Burnham was never mentioned in previous like content in Star Trek.
Oh,
But
okay.
didn't maybe in Picard? Didn't at some point we see like a shuttle called the SS Burnham or something like that, or something? Maybe
I
it wasn't
don't recall
Burnham.
that.
Maybe it was what's
But why
Rap's
would they name a
character?
shuttle after Burnham? Because isn't she considered to be like a disliked member of Starfleet because of all the
Maybe.
shit that she pulled?
Yeah.
What's Rap's character's
she was
name? I
court
forget.
martialed.
Anthony Rapp. Crap, what was his name? Shit, I don't remember.
Named after the mushroom guy, Stammet, Paul Stammet.
Stammet,
Maybe
yeah,
we,
Stammet,
maybe there
Paul
was
Stammet.
a Stammet ship. I swore there was something at some point referencing somebody from Discovery in a later timeline in like a memorandum, whatever, a memorial way. But he's trying to always just throw us off. He's just trying to throw us off with that dirty sex stuff, Luke. You sick fucking creep.
Hey, be nice.
Hey.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
and you had also said something in the chat there, Kish, about worst episodes. The episode you hate
Oh
the most.
yes.
No, that's.
Does anyone have any?
You
think
son
about
of a
that.
bitch.
What,
Did you
like
think
in,
of
you could
it?
think
in
of?
recent Star Trek or in earlier Star Trek? Or
Well,
just
any.
across the board?
Any?
Well, if you go to Next Generation, any of the first season shows, a lot of them were clunkers. Were
I like
terrible.
them. I
Terrible.
enjoy them
Okay,
because you can have a good laugh.
Boy Scout Will Riker.
Well, I can't speak for the original series because I never watched it, or I tried to watch it but couldn't finish it. I can't speak for the Next Generation because I tried to watch it but couldn't finish it. I couldn't get past the episode where they went into that nebula and they all got drunk off the radiation and
Oh
Tasha Yar
yeah,
had
yeah.
sex with Data. I
Oh
can't get
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
get past that part.
The Naked Now, isn't it? Or no? Is that the Naked Now?
I don't remember the name of it, but in Deep Space Nine, I remember that there were a few episodes that I really didn't like, but I'm trying to remember what they were called. Um, I I could probably describe them. Oh, okay. One episode that I didn't like was the episode that was a Bashir and Miles O'Brien centric episode.
Okay.
It was early on in the show's run. It was called The Storyteller.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just saw that on Pluto recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like that episode mostly
Yeah, it
because I
was-
thought it was boring.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It's just it didn't really contribute anything overall to the whole show. Like overall, I know I said that twice.
Right.
But it's just, I mean, it was self-contained, but I thought the story of the episode just wasn't really all that interesting,
Right. Right.
and it's just, ugh,
No, it's I would agree. It was
yeah.
you know. What about you guys?
Yeah, Luke, what about you, Mr. Big Mouth?
Yes.
Putting us all on the spots.
Oh,
we
what
can stare
about
off in
me?
space for a while? Yeah.
Um,
I know
Okay,
you got
so
that
in
fancy-
Next
oh, wait, no,
Generation,
that crappy back.
there were
Spit it out
I
loud.
was just looking it up. Sub Rosa.
Sub
Does anyone
Rosa.
remember the episode Sub Rosa? It's Next Generation. It's pretty far into Next Generation.
The title sounds
Basically,
familiar, but I can't
Beverly
remember.
goes to a planet and her great aunt died,
Oh yeah.
and she
yeah.
goes to her great aunt's house, and there's a ghost there. And
Right.
she
I
falls
remember
in
that.
love with
Yeah.
the ghost. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
What a
You're
terrible
right there.
episode that was.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Usually the
bad.
Deanna and the Beverly episodes weren't so great.
Oh
There was something
god.
about them.
I
And I'm
mean,
not
Deanna,
sexist.
she was completely for me unwatchable for like the first 2 or 3 seasons. That in general, the Next Generation didn't really solidify for me until the 3rd season or so. I think it took the longest to really ground itself. But once it did, like I said, it kind of set the scale for all the other series to follow it.
Mm.
But it took a while. Oh man,
Yeah,
there are some.
They had to find their way because it was a little campy in the beginning. Even the music, it had a weird whoa, whoa, whoa. It wasn't theatrical like later on, which made it feel more official, made it feel more
Right.
militaristic to me, you know. Before, like you said, it was going along the lines of like a Twilight Zone or
Right,
the Dark
right.
Side or something like that. And eventually, yeah, once the characters fleshed themselves out and the writers got used to everybody,
Right.
that's kind of
Right.
that's when it really gelled all together.
Right. I'll tell you, the person to ask of because she'll be seeing the episode's first run. Check with Bex after
Mhm.
she gets through and see, if she considered any of the ones that she saw to be clunkers. I can name a few from the original series. James Doonan named one right off the bat. I think it was Children of Eden or East of Eden, the one with the hippies. They're all dressed like yay brother. Doonan said one of the worst episodes that it was ever done in the series. He just he hated that. And it was stupid. It was another.
Well, he seems
one
like the kind of
I
guy
heard
who
a
hate
thing-
hippies.
Towards the end there, the stories got weird because they were trying to compete with Lost in Space. And
Oh yeah.
the studio was like, hey, Lost in Space is kicking your butt. You got to have more like kid-centric or things that wouldn't be as heavy. And the writers didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, more of the
they like
clunkers in the
having
original
these big
series.
storylines.
More of the clunkers original series came in season 3, as if they had given up near the end. Spock's brain, I believe, which was a clunker, that was terrible. I think that was season 3, And
the internet agrees with you. That's all I'm
Yeah.
looking up titles of like trying to
Yeah.
jog my memory.
yeah,
'cause-
and I don't remember the name of the episode, but I think it was the last episode, the one where Spock and the woman trade personalities, and it's like, I'm Captain Kirk, I'm Captain Kirk. Horrible.
Oh boy.
A woman wanted
Yeah.
to take over, wanted to become Kirk and take over
Terrible.
the Enterprise, so they switched essences.
Oh, isn't
horrible.
that's the final episode you said?
That I
right?
believe that was the final episode.
Yeah, I think we talked about that recently, where it had one of the worst endings. Final words
Yeah.
said on Star Trek. Final
Yeah,
words.
and think about it. I think some of the best episodes were probably in the first season. Because I think really, like I said, I think they had most of the writing talent. They had DC Fontana. They had all the, Now, City on the
I'll have
Edge
to
of
watch it again.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness! Do you know what? This isn't from the original series. It's something really silly, but Kirk's actual final words. Do you know what they were in the entire franchise?
You're talking about his death scene in Star Trek.
Well, that would be his
Generations.
final scene. His final words were, "Oh my."
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what it says here on the internet. The internet never lies.
Oh my God!
Oh my.
Was this supposed to be an inside joke of some sort?
When him
That's-
and Sulu or Walter Koenig were still
Does it-
were still friends.
Does it time up well? I'm not right. I'm not sure.
Wait, they're not friends anymore?
Ah, the last word is "if only," and it's when he, I guess, is thinking about the woman
I
in,
believe
in the original series. That's the last thing he says in the series. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Charles?
I'm just asking if they're not friends anymore.
Oh no.
Shatner is very conservative.
Yeah.
And
Shatner is not.
Sulu is not.
What makes
Oh,
you think Shatner is
okay.
a fucking conservative? Can we please get into that? What in
Okay,
any ways?
all right.
Where
Well,
has he
I
ever made a
didn't- I
political
didn't know
stance of
anything
any
about
fucking
that,
kind
so,
beyond
yeah,
like
we
let's
don't
just
need to get
be
into it.
chill, y'all?
We don't need to get into it. So yeah.
Well, besides
No,
being
no,
conservative,
no. We should get into the
Behind
fact that George Takei is a sick pervert and a member of the far left terrorist parties.
Well, he's a
and
beast.
likes
I never said
muscular boys.
I do
All
not
right.
condone.
Well, I mean, I
This
did
is
not expect. I did not mean to bring any of this up. I was just
You
asking
didn't.
a
Luke
question.
said when he said that William Shatner was a conservative. How dare you disrespect Shatner? What is conservative about
I
William
just asked a
Shatner?
question.
No,
That's all.
Luke said it. Luke's the
Wow.
piece of crap. Or did you say it? Are you the piece of crap?
Okay,
No,
maybe
no,
he's not
I-
full conservative.
well,
He may be a traditionalist because I know he doesn't like some of the stuff that Sulu attaches himself to.
right.
Because
Okay.
because
He
Sulu,
thinks
because
he's kind of a
George
dunce.
Takei is a lunatic.
All right. Well,
And he's in
to,
like,
to move
he's
on.
in like
I have a
fucking
question
15
for
episodes
everyone.
of Star Trek, and he acts like he was the fucking star.
Exactly,
When you watch
exactly.
Sulu was hardly there, but I'm pretty sure Shatner and Takei fucked back in the day, or at least Shatner was teasing him. Watch the show. You're gonna see Kirk doing all types of little. Watch how he touches people.
Seriously, you're serious.
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. There is
Okay.
a soft, playful touch that he does to Kai in specific, and it could
That's
either be
wild.
because they had done stuff and like Kirk's just fucking with him, like in that way, or he's fucking with him because he knows Takei's gay and.
Could be.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know you want me, big boy.
Yeah, that's probably.
I'm telling
I
you,
think
watch the way he.
I think
touches
it's
him.
more of that because the one thing about
Hey,
Shatner
free
is,
love back then.
well, ego. Shatner's always had a big ego. I think that's one reason why.
Asian penis kish. There's nothing
Well.
to worry about there. His ego's fine.
No,
Know
but
what
I'm
they say
just
about a
talking.
big ego.
I'm just talking his interactions with other people too. He supposedly bullied Will Wheaton. There are all those stories about him bullying Will Wheaton, and
He just sent them a letter saying "fuck off, you dumb little prick."
no,
That's all he
supposedly
did.
met him in person. They met in person, and,
All right,
and
he
like I
pushed him
said,
down the stairs and blamed it on a bird.
Wow.
Big deal.
or supposedly laid into him like, "Hey,
Wasn't
hey,
that his
hey,
wife?
boy, what?"
Hey boy.
Oh, she died in a pool.
No, what
Okay,
did he say?
yeah.
Enough of that. There's a fucking fantastic song by Shatner about that. But anyway,
I know.
they're
I remember
fantastic
that
off his
album.
Okay,
album.
I have
That
a
was a
House.
good
question
album.
from one of our audience.
Kish was
members.
talking. Well, I don't get
No, it
all
wasn't.
these cunts in the audience apparently blocked me. I don't get to see them. I want to know what Kish was saying first. What were you saying?
About what?
I don't know. See, he's old. You guys fucked up. All
I'm
right, Charles.
old.
What's your
I can't
audience
remember
question?
everything I say.
I have a question that's being asked to me by my cousin who apparently watches our show every episode.
Oh,
Yes. My cousin
Hi,
watches
Charles
us.
Whedon's cousin.
Yes.
Charles Whedon's
he
cousin's
he
lawyer.
wants to know. This is mostly directed at you, Jim,
Oh,
but I
shit.
might as well direct this at everybody here. What are your opinions on the Star Trek movies from the first one all the way to Nemesis?
Well, beyond I love that's a large question, Charles Whedon.
Yes, it is.
Beyond no fucking Luke,
I am.
no. We're not doing this, you little son of a bitch, Luke.
Like this all the time.
I won't. I'm not. I'm sorry, Charles Whedon's cut. Okay.
Okay.
My favorite is the one people hate the most. I'll say that, and that's. The
I'm not
time
surprised
travel
by
one.
that.
which
That's
is
the time travel one, number 4, I think.
Oh my god, you're talking about the
Oh.
one with the whales?
I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
love that one.
that's and you know what?
when the guy
I've
flips
only seen
Spock off or something.
I've
he's like,
only
"That's
seen the
highly
first 4 or
illogical."
5 films. I kind of stopped at one point, but that's one that I saw. It was well done. It had enough great corny shit like,
Okay.
oh,
I-
keyboard, how quaint, you know.
I
that was
can't get
great.
past the part with the woman beating on an invisible ship going, Admiral Kirk!
How do you know Gracie's pregnant?
Oh my god.
Generations. I mean, come on. Like that's just
Look, you guys know what my favorite movie is, and my cousin also knows what mine is. I mean, my
Nemesis?
favorite movie, of course, is Star Trek First Contact.
First Contact. I thought it was Nemesis. Or is that your
No, it's not
least favorite?
Nemesis.
That's the one.
That's what he saw first.
I
Is that-
enjoy Nemesis.
Okay.
I enjoy it. Even though it's not the best of the movies, it is an enjoyable movie. except for the part
Nemesis is the first of the 3 solo TNGs, right?
No, it's the
No,
last.
it's the
of
last?
it's the last one. It's the
Insurrection's
very
the
last.
first?
It's the last TNG movie. After Nemesis, that's when they start doing the
First
Chris
Contact.
Pine and Zachary Quinto movies.
They don't count.
So it's Generations, First Contact,
Mm-hmm.
Insurrection,
Mm-hmm.
and then Nemesis.
And then Nemesis.
Now,
yeah.
what did you guys think about the reboots? I was surprised. I actually enjoyed them. I think the character they didn't try to take and copy the characters. They got the essence of the characters out, and they casted pretty well.
Yeah. Star Trek 2009, I really enjoyed. I thought Eric Bana was great as Nero. I thought Nero was a great villain. I thought Chris Pine did a good job as Kirk. I thought
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto was very good as Spock in the movie. Star Trek Into Darkness, I thought was the worst of the 3 of them. I wasn't really a fan of that movie. It had its moments, but there was a lot of problems in it. Zachary Quinto
It's
as
titled number
Spock
1.
was not the best. Chris Pine was okay. I would say the best part of the movie was also probably one of the worst parts was Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. I thought that was a bad casting choice, but he did the best that he could with what was given to him.
Could
So
have
you
at
can't
least
really
given him a pompadour, you know? Like
As
he could've-
He did he did the best that he
Showed his
could with what
chest.
was given to him, and I can't fault him for that. So I say kudos to him. That's all I got to say. Star Trek Beyond, in my opinion, was the best of the 3 movies because Star Trek Beyond felt like an actual Star Trek episode.
Again, another stupid title because it's like they're going off a Trek. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a Star Trek Beyond. We're gonna have a Star Trek.
Oh yeah, the
Into
name wasn't the
Darkness.
best, but the movie itself was fun.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
what about
like
the
the
other option for Into Darkness?
It's kinda
It's
weird.
like an emo, a bunch of Star Trek emos in space. Star Trek Into Darkness.
What do you guys think about the casting of Simon Pegg as Scotty? I thought that was hilarious.
I like it.
Simon
He was-
Pegg
he
as
was-
Scotty, I thought was a perfect casting.
Was
I thought
great,
he
yeah.
was
He
One of the
did. He
best
did.
parts of the whole thing.
He really
There-
did a good job with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
McCoy is great too. Butcher.
Who's
from
that? He was in
Yeah.
The Boys.
even The Boys. Yeah, no, really good. He, like I said,
I didn't even know it was him until later.
he wasn't trying to take a beat to Forrest Kelly, but he had the essence of that character. And like I said, that's how it.
He had the most essence and probably was the most departed in a way. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
both
right.
the furthest and the closest. to the
Gotcha.
character.
I understand what you're saying.
Weird, but yeah.
Well, that's what a good actor will
that.
do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck with your head, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But okay, so
Well-
that.
Well, wait,
clearly-
wait. Let me say this to you boys now before another subject here. You guys have been doing a lot of Deep Space Nine talk. In specific, I hear a lot of love for this Bashir character. Is that correct?
Yeah, because Bashir is awesome.
I think I fucking hate him. He's just
Why?
got
I mean,
sm-
Bashir is
He's a
great.
dick in the
For the
beginning.
same reason
In the
you hate-
beginning,
For the same reasons you hate Walt Flanagan, Charles. Because he looks like a smarmy little jerk off, and I want to slap his lips. I just don't
Julian
like him.
Bashir
And
is
his name-
I
genetically
will, I
Army and
will
Altered.
agree with Luke here, is that Bashir at first is a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm watching like later stuff. Also, I can't look at him without me and my friends. There was a gas station called Bashir's, and for some fucking reason, every time we would drive by, you don't even pay attention. But the second driving by, one of us just notices it and goes Bashir's, and then so now I just hear a screaming of that name. In
Go
my
looking
head.
to see if you see Alexander Siddig there behind the pump.
No.
now, a little later on in the series where they're doing the Dominion War, he is kind of a dick. Bashir gets a little. and
Well,
there's
for a
reason
period of
why, but I
time,
can't
there's
say
a
why.
there's a shapeshifter taking his place on the space station
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
because he's in jail along with Garrick
and Martok.
and Martok.
Yeah,
Martok.
and he was in the Dominion prison camp for like a month.
Right.
Yeah,
Another one of my
Worf had
favorite
to
character
fight.
actors on that series. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. I love J.G.
Martok is
Hertzler.
one of my favorite characters. Period.
Hertzler
I
is fucking
freaking
great.
love that
He's
guy.
just great.
Mhm.
He's just a great actor.
Yeah.
He's played a number of different roles.
Yeah, I remember what was it? It was the episode where Cisco first interacts with the Prophets. And the actor that plays Martok ends up playing the Vulcan captain of the ship that Cisco was on.
Hertzler, yeah. That's
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
J.G.
He-
Hertzler, yeah.
Yeah. That it's the same actor, but it's actually the Prophets talking to Cisco. Yeah.
Remember Remember the Voyager episode with 7 of 9 where she's fighting the Rock? Remember that the one
Yeah.
Look, I've only watched Voyager once,
Right,
so
right.
I don't remember.
The guy that was training her was Hertzler, was the same actor again as
But you
a
say she's fighting the
a
actual
Hirogen.
Rock, like
As a Hirogen.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Well,
Yeah,
you
Luke
were
remembers
talking
that one.
about
It's like one of his
Stone.
first
It could be
acting
an
roles.
actual
not a
stone.
rock. Okay.
Right. It could be a rock in Star
Yeah.
Trek.
No. Okay. Yes, I do remember that episode because it's hard to forget because I saw that episode where the aliens were fighting each other in the cage
Yeah.
fighting, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Dwayne Johnson.
Right. And if memory serves, they hyped the fuck out of that episode too. They look, come on, that's the Rock and 7 of 9. They were
Oh shit! Because it was on
pushing it.
UPN at the time.
exactly.
He was doing wrestling on UPN at the time.
Voyager was on UPN when it was called
That-
UPN. Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I've only ever seen the first 2 or 3 seasons of Voyager when they were on, which means I never got to 7 of 9. However, from the UPN promos all the time, I very well knew what was going on as far as new cast members. So it's just funny how much I remember 7 of 9 from Voyager when I've never actually seen her Voyager episodes.
Right.
Just from promotions.
It's funny, Jim, because you had talked about Voyager. I said favorite series, and you said Voyager, I think, in your heart of hearts. And I have to kind of agree. I think Voyager became a selfish pleasure. There was a kind of a slight corniness about the show, and you'd feel a little guilty about. I used to call Voyager my guilty pleasure because it's the one that I enjoyed watching. But Deep Space Nine was always my favorite because of the writing and the casting. It will always be my favorite series. Yeah,
Well,
there he is.
Corny is what I want, and that's actually what I was gonna say before about Deep Space Nine. I know it's got the corny potential. It's Space Mall. I
Right,
want the
right.
Space Mall stuff every time I tune into Pluto, and I try to get into Deep Space Nine in the way that I could put on Star Trek of any kind of Star Trek, just about, except for the newer stuff, and it could be a good background for me to just do something creative to, or go to
Exactly.
sleep
That's
to.
that's what I
Deep
do.
Space Nine, not so far. It looks just too story rich and too
It
dark.
is. It is, and you find yourself getting into and following it. Yeah. No, the
which
writing was
I'll
really
enjoy
excellent.
when it happens, but as
Yeah.
far as casual, I don't think you can casually view Deep Space Nine.
No, you can't. You absolutely can't. But I've seen the episodes so many times at this point.
Then you can, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a nice nap too. Before you also mentioned, and I know I didn't give an answer for worst show. I won't, because I don't have worst or best things. I think I like the franchises overall, and they'll have weak points and everything. I don't really have worsts.
Cop out.
Maybe I'll have a worst character. You did suggest that as well, and the entire franchise. So after you guys all go, maybe I'll think of one. I feel like
Tilly.
I feel like I can do that. Tilly is my fucking Ensign. Tilly is hands down.
I knew it.
Hands
Ensign
down, my
Tilly-
least favorite character in all of television.
Is from where now?
Discovery.
She's this woman who looked like a hideous troll when she started, and then each episode she gets fatter and fatter, and then by season 2, every 10 minutes she gets fatter and fatter.
Was
And
she
then
in the
she's
first
got this
season?
Mole, yeah.
Yeah,
but
she was in
she was
season
a
2.
quarter of her size.
She
in
was in
season
season.
1.
She was in season 2, season 1. She was in season 3, and then she
You're
left.
giving me PTSD, Charles. Enough of
Oh,
this.
wait a minute. The
Now,
redhead?
Yeah,
The redhead,
Scott, yes. And her big mole that would keep growing and
Oh,
demanding
now I know
screen
exactly
time.
who you're talking about. Yeah, that was an interesting casting, I'll say
I
that.
think she said the first fuck in Star Trek history. She's the first person
Really?
to utter the F word, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And this is going to sound strange, but that almost kind of breaks the fourth wall with Star Trek, because you could basically do anything you wanted to, but like I said, the F word in Star Trek almost seems unnatural, at least to me. Not in a prudish way, but kind of in a pure way.
But now we got Picard having said it as well, I think.
Well, yeah, because
Oh,
we had
really?
that admiral that said pure fucking hubris. Yeah,
Yeah.
Who
yeah,
said
naughty word-
Admiral
naughty
on
words
which series now?
it was Star Trek Picard in season 1.
Oh
Picard
yeah, I did
Picard-
see season 1. I remember now. Yeah,
Picard went up to some admiral trying to get reinstated,
right.
and the admiral just looked at him, and she had this look of like shock on her face and said, "Pure fucking hubris."
I remember that now.
It's just like, she said, "What now?"
Oh yeah,
Tilly's a
that
fat
is weird.
sounding
Yeah,
name.
they went on this new dark thing with cursing and whatever.
Yeah, is that Tilly?
She was that.
Is
wow.
that fucking Tilly?
That's
She was
Tilly
that
in the
Are
beginning.
you joking me?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And when
Oh,
you
dear
look at
God.
her in the show
There we go.
Baskets, she's a little bit closer to this. In Baskets, she plays a meth head juggalo.
That's
And,
20 to 30 pounds more there.
At least, but
So
she must have
she-
lost a ton to get here. Holy shit, dude!
Oh my god! What the
Listen,
fuck?
I'm not. It's not that I'm against fat people. I am, but it has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is you're in.
Jim, you can fat
space.
shame. We won't say anything.
You're in space, okay? You're a part of Starfleet. There's just no logical. There's just no reason you're getting fat. For her getting that fat, she has some sort of severe mental illness in that scenario. You get what I mean? For somebody in her position to just keep at the replicator.
Exactly.
would've-
She's one of those people you cannot put a replicator in her room.
I would have to ask.
It's like
I
putting
would
a fridge
have
in your
to-
room.
Gotta
I would
restrict
have
her
to
from
ask that in order to even join Starfleet, wouldn't there be some kind of like physical like weight
what I'm
requirement
saying.
I was
to
gonna say the
even
same
be
thing.
accepted?
Charles, you mean like they used to do for cops and firemen? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
And
Yeah.
you know, the more matter you use, that matter in the replicator is limited. It's not. It's a finite resource, And as proven in the later seasons of Discovery, because they have to eat their own shit. The replicators are made up of their own shit. So the more Tilly eats, the closer everyone else has to do. The more they have to eat shit.
Yeah, it just takes a slice of the apple, eats it,
She's
says
eating
it's not
more of her
bad
shit.
for shit.
You know, and it's funny you say that because
I
we
bet
all
they
know.
hook her up to the replicator matter fucking intake department. They just shove it right up her. I'm sorry, Kish. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we
She's
all
going,
know that the replicator goes both ways. Basically, it produces what you want, but it takes something that you have and converts it kind of into inert until you ask for it again. And they never. Oh, there was only one episode. I swear to God, it was Deep Space Nine again, where I saw it in the other direction. It was Keiko and Miles's daughter. I forget her name. After dinner, had her dinner plate, went over to the replicator and put the plate there, and the plate goes and disappears. That's the only time I'd ever seen the replicator go the other way on any episode of any series.
They should use a
I was thinking-
replicator in a fight
You're gonna
scene
have to
somehow. Let's get
think
somebody's
hard about
face
that one,
under
huh?
one.
Don't they have like some sort of liposuction? I mean, if they have it now in 300 years, wouldn't they just be able to?
They have treadmills,
transport it
Luke.
out?
They have
Something like that?
treadmills on the USS Enterprise. There's no excuse for Tilly.
They have them on the goddamn space station for crying out loud.
They're required. They're
Yeah.
Needs a few
required.
extras. Spacewalks.
Otherwise, your muscles go inert and you die eventually.
They gotta like do. They have to have like a specific tailor. Like
Yeah, they
continually
have to
taking out
exercise
her
every day.
spacesuit.
They
And
have to
that's
exercise
more
every day
material
because of
waste.
0G.
I mean, also, wouldn't their environmental suits for when they go out in space, aren't they like a one size fits all?
Oh,
Well, not one size
No.
fits Tilly.
They have a Tilly
yeah.
size. Small,
One
medium,
size-
large, and
doesn't get to go on it.
One size fits all except for Tilly. That's what they say on the label.
Now, I wonder if certain aliens they fudge the numbers on who's supposed to be skinny and things like that. Like, they don't know. Yeah, we're supposed to be 300 kilos. Who
Hey,
cares?
what if you're a
don't
Ferengi and you got
know.
a big head with big ears?
Just so
man? Like I
everyone
said,
can be
you need a-
unhealthy.
You need a different size helmet.
The Ferengi don't join Starfleet. Ah.
Oh no, Nog would disagree with you on that.
Well, that's not supposed to happen for at least another 150 years.
But he's the first. He's the first, though, supposedly.
He is the first, yes. And
I-
also, speaking of that, Nog's character arc in Deep Space Nine is easily one of my favorite character arcs in all of Deep Space Nine.
It is because he goes
freaking
really
love that
kind of
arc.
being like a little street urchin Ferengi.
Yeah.
He grows up.
Yeah, he
because
grows
if you
up.
see him early
And
on,
he grows up
he's a
fast.
fucking brat.
Is
He's a
not
brat.
the kid Ferengi?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the kid Ferengi.
Rom's son.
yes.
Yeah, Rom's
The
son.
one that's
Nog.
friends with Cisco's son.
Yes.
Jake Sisko, right? Exactly.
And he
Yes.
grows up fast because during his
does.
first bout with combat, he gets his leg shot off.
And he has to get an artificial leg, and he's got to deal with the PTSD and all that.
Yep.
See, that's what I'm talking about with Deep Space Nine. They took
Yep.
all that shit into consideration, and they really looked at everything with it.
Oh man, man.
I love that
the
he
more I
stays
the more
with
I
Vic.
talk about it, the more I want to watch it again. God
Oh, it's
damn it. Ah.
That's why when Pluto started running the shows again, I was like, yeah, because they had never run Deep Space Nine before, and it's nice to
Oh,
catch
man.
up once in a while,
Deep
rewatch them.
Space Nine is such a great show.
It is.
I
It's
recommend it to everybody.
easily my favorite of all the series. I really
Yeah.
love it.
Easily, hands down.
And
He is
Avery
the
Brooks,
best.
like I said, is a maniac. He's just such a great fucking actor.
Yes, he is. It's a damn shame that after the show was over, he basically retired.
Yeah, he
Now-
did.
Oops.
Yeah.
But there was talk about him coming back and reprise, as
Well,
with
they
Scott
talk.
Bakula.
I had heard rumors that in Picard season 3 that he was going to make an appearance, but
Really,
it never
that would
happened.
be worth watching it alone to see
Yeah, it
that.
never happened.
Well, Scott Bakula's supposed to. There was talk about him coming back too.
Yeah, well, he ruined the franchise, so who cares?
You really don't like.
No
you
such
really don't
thing.
like him. I like Scott Bakula.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
he's
I'm
a-
just being an
I think he's
He's a
asshole.
one of the
Midwestern
best
boy. I like
captains.
Come on, Quantum Leap, man.
I've never watched Quantum Leap.
What?
It-
You're missing out, man. Especially the one where he turns into a special kid. Excuse me.
Yeah, you got.
Oh yeah,
Scott
yes, I'm
Bakula-
familiar with the episode where he ends up leaping into a
Retarded kid?
into the body of someone
clip-
with
Flame
Down
resistant.
syndrome.
That clip's been around for a while.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bakula was one of the best goddamn captains in all of Star Trek. I mean,
He was. I think he was
perfect
perfectly
for it.
casted for basically the mold for what the captains. Because, like I said, before Kirk,
mustache.
before Pike, there was Archer. He was the first, and he was a bit
Yep,
of a
he was.
cowboy rogue. And there was no prime directive, and basically they were doing
Yeah,
shit
there-
by the seat of their pants. But
Yeah, there was no prime directive, and they stepped on a lot of freaking butterflies in that show.
Oh, I guess that's why Trip was what he was, like a cowboy. Because I was just about
Yeah.
to say that is something they were way more cowboy-like. You know
right,
what I mean? Like
and
almost
he
like
and
cowboys in
Archer had
space.
right. He and Archer had a history because of the initial NX flights. He was the engineer there, and they all went down together. That famous episode with what's his name, who played his buddy.
Paul.
No, who's the? Oh God, I'm trying to think of the actor played his buddy, who's doing all the test flights with him. Well, God, yep. She was easy on the eyes. I'll say that.
You can poke an eye out
Can't
with
keep it
those
up for
things.
too long.
And it's funny. You see her in character, and she's very quiet and demure. But boy, if you see her once the lights of the camera are off, she's a flirt and a tease. She's very, very different from the character that she portrayed, which kind of
Nice.
proved to me how great an actress she was. Because it's hard to play Vulcan, to do it
48.
believably without getting to be too
That's
dry.
Kirstie Alley.
Oh God, she was. Oh, that I think
Got
that might be my
replaced.
favorite. It was my favorite movie because of her. I think. God, unbelievable.
She was okay.
You watch her.
Even if you
She
didn't like
wasn't
her
really that
acting,
bad.
she just looked great in the outfit. She was.
I agree.
She was swell.
The replacement for her character was.
Oh God,
I think she was a better Vulcan, but not a better character,
Mhm.
and
No.
certainly not better looking.
she yeah, her replacement looked kind of like a Vulcan version of
Goddamn
Karen
death.
Carpenter to me.
Goddamn! See, this is why I hate fat people. Look what it did
Fat
to Kirstie
people.
Alley. I mean,
Oh,
that was a pretty prime specimen of woman.
But what about Norm? He was lovable.
Well, he was fat to begin with.
Look what a skinny Norm looks like. A skinny, what's his name? George Wendt looks like Jason Sudeikis, his nephew. So you're not really winning there.
So
Well, hell, I mean, look
Who's
what happened to
funnier?
Yasmin Bleeth.
Yeesh.
What happened to her? Last I saw her, she looked like a monster.
I mean,
My fucking mustache hair. I have to address this because I keep tickling my nose. Richard Kish, how do you make your silly mustache so straight down? take this off. Look at his mustache.
What?
Straight. The more we day together, the more it's going to shut up with your fucking memes, you jerk off.
What are you
How do you
talking
make your
about?
mustache so
Oh, that was a
damn
good one.
straight? Does your mustache not stab up into your nose? Like I get
It's-
fucking straight.
No,
hairs
no,
that-
it's well, the top of it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like anything else. I think if you let it grow long and you comb it down enough, you train it. It's just like the beard. That's why the beard goes down straight. Because when it was shorter,
get some
it
wax.
would curl. It would curl. Now it just lays down.
Okay, you're
You
right.
hit it with
'cause
product. All I can tell you is product. That's the answer.
That is the answer because when mine does get straight enough, it becomes so hard and big,
Yeah.
like and thick.
Yeah.
That it's almost just as annoying. It's less annoying than right now where I
Yeah.
keep
No,
getting fucking stabbed
hard, big,
right in
and
my
thick, come on.
nostril.
If you use beard oil, it keeps it conditioned, combed straight, and it's soft, and it helps. That's
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
it's more work. This beard's been more goddamn work than when I had a full head of hair.
Kish's creamy beard oil for sale, coming soon. New product.
Here we go.
I was thinking about that. When
See,
you go
there
bald,
it is, a picture of
you
Kish
don't
right
have
there
to-
on
you don't have to spend as much on haircuts ever, and you don't have to worry about a bad haircut. I mean,
Exactly.
there are some
Well,
positives.
I can take a wall thing and like
Put
I
it
said,
back. Put it back.
I won't shave my head because
Terrifying.
I won't shave because it's too much maintenance to shave the head. But and the only thing I shave on my face are just tops of my cheeks. That's it. Just a little bit of area there, and that's it. That's all I do. I never like shaving.
I like a shaved face. I just can't make. My hair grows too fast to maintain. I
You
would have
look
to shave
you look good
every
with a
fucking
beard.
day.
I've never seen you complete. I've seen you
I look
Amish, but I've
horrible
never seen
without
you
one.
completely.
I look horrible without one. Horrible. Actually, I might have a picture just to scare everybody with.
Oh, I would love to see a picture of you.
Here's a
clean-shaven.
lesson for the world.
I've seen you without a beard.
Look, you see, now I can happily scratch my nostril without feeling self-conscious. This whole episode, I've been having an anxiety attack. Now I can scratch away and not feel weird. Just to do, if there's something in your life, just address it and move
Yes.
forward. Own it. My nostril is itchy.
Bury it.
You itch it. You scratch it.
I have a gap in my bottom teeth from a labret ring.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to own that one's too rough to own. I can't. That one I'll never stop looking at and hating. Anyway, Luke, where's our ship going?
All right.
I'm sorry that it's taking us wherever the hell.
So I brought up this picture. I guess we should get going with. We've been here for a while.
Nah, I don't think.
Yeah,
there's
I don't want
anything
to keep you
talk
guys
about.
behind because you're here to do a review of
I
season
really
2.
don't
Well,
think.
there's not much.
Oh,
Yeah.
here you go.
Wow.
I found this picture. This is going to be. It's
Uh-oh.
only going up for a flash.
What? Uh-oh.
It will be
Screenshot,
embarrassing.
quickly.
Nope, don't screenshot. Well,
Where is
I'll
it?
Put it here. Sorry, I forgot. I was gonna present it. I forgot. I spoke too soon. I gotta add an overlay. What did you say about a dick pic?
I'm gonna take some pictures of a super chat. Oh, I wish there
God.
was a super
It's
chat.
coming quick and it's going quick. There you go. Da-da-da. I'm the
Oh.
brown man on the left.
Wow. Well, you are a handsome.
I'm the brown man
That-
on the left.
No, you're the, guy
brown
on the
Mr.
right.
Bean.
You're the guy
I
on the
am
right.
so. No,
Yeah,
I'm the
you
guy
on the right. That's you on the right.
No, I'm Carlos on the left.
You
That's
do
me on the
look
left with the glasses. Carlos.
absolutely look completely different though without facial hair. It's amazing the difference. You guys wouldn't be able. You guys wouldn't know me
What a
without.
guinea.
No, that's the best part about facial hairs is you can literally
I
just,
know.
you fucking
I know.
completely transform yourself when you take it off.
Yeah, I mean the mustache I've had since my early 20s, and the beard I think I picked up in the 40s at this point when I was in my 40s, and I kept it. It was, but it was corporate length. I kept it not like this. Jesus, nobody in the world would hire me like this unless I was maintaining stills.
I've almost never in my life not had a fucking beard. So and I also don't take pictures. So that was a double rare thing. And I literally just saw it 2 days ago at random. I was looking through an old message for something I needed. And I happened to see somebody sent me that.
I've got, because I was going through one day when I was cleaning up my attic, a bunch of old pictures. I scanned a bunch of stuff. So if I find any interesting old pictures of me, I'll bring them up or I'll post them like that. Got pictures of me when I was like 5 years old, little boy. Wow, hard to believe that was 60 years ago. Yeah, Tempest Fugit.
And you're still kicking.
I'm still kicking.
I do regret not having taken a lot of pictures. Every time pictures are talked about, that's where that little silence was, at least on my part. Thankfully, I took a lot of pictures of my kids, but I just
That's good.
resisted pictures, and now it's like, why? Why was I resisting them? Because now I don't remember what I looked like back then, And the pictures that I do have from friends who took stuff against my will, and they share it with me now, it really takes me somewhere. So I really wish. I
Yeah,
took
that's
more
what they say.
pictures.
If you're gonna resist pictures like that, yeah, there's gonna be a swath of time that you can't remember that much, at least yourself. You'll see pictures of everybody else, but not what you look like compared to them, height-wise, things like that with kids, and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to show this. This is a little Easter egg from the.
All right, here's
this
one more.
latest episode.
No, I'm sorry. Nope, don't show that.
Oh.
I have to show you one more important picture
Okay.
of me without a beard. There you go.
Oh wow, man! Jeez, you
This
were
is-
fat too.
This is me
Jesus
before I
Christ.
overcame Down syndrome.
Ewok is the dinosaur.
Here's me before the
Garlic
gender
butter
reassignment surgery. Well, it's actually a cinnamon garlic butter saw. Yeah. Anyway.
Tilly. What a dilly tilly, huh?
What a
Brought it back up.
No,
Small,
I
medium,
don't know. I'm
large,
sorry. I
and
don't know what
Tilly.
picture you had. I'm just so shocked that she. See, I
God.
would actually rub a. I would.
as I was looking up pictures, I don't remember her looking like that. But
Yeah,
The
I
other one
don't either.
smells. The other Tilly has to stink.
Yeah, she went from Starfleet cadet to deadhead.
Look, that Tilly we're looking at here isn't even that fat. Discovery.
So she gets fatter than that, is what you're saying.
Dude, I'm not joking when I say there are episodes where she gets fatter in the episodes. She gets fatter from episode to episode.
when she's
So
drinking,
she
the,
overate during the production of
champagne.
one episode.
Yeah, something's wrong with this girl. It's not that it's something wrong with society. They're all telling her it's good to be a big fatty.
Well, see, you're answering a lot of. That's the one thing I noticed about Discovery. Oh yeah, the first picture, the top left.
That one. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Yes.
there you go.
That's actually one of her final appearances. I'm telling you. No, this
Final.
is it. This is the end of her right
Oh
there.
my
Look at her big
God.
fatty fat face.
Oh my God.
She just keeps
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Now,
That's
when
where
you
she
say-
was
bada, boom,
drinking
bada.
champagne.
It's okay.
What
you
is
say
this? That was her.
you say final.
Shame on you, woman.
That must have been
Did
a
she
promo
leave or
pic.
she killed?
No, she went away to go train in Starfleet Academy.
Oh,
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
She's not going to set a very
realizes
good
she didn't wanna get
example
a
for
ship.
Starfleet cadets.
she's
Oh
not.
my
Oh my
God.
God.
Oh God.
She looks like Grimace.
Oh, it's his birthday.
Talk about bad time for a profile shot. God, that's horrible.
Look, you watch Discovery just for that. You will never see a person grow as much on a show.
I might go back and watch those few last episodes with her.
Listen, I mean, even including Frederick Crane from you seen him grow from a baby in Cheers all the way to a full man in the third series, the new Frasier series coming soon.
When's that coming out?
It's filmed, but even that character, even Frederick Crane, has not grown as much as
Right,
Tilly
right.
over those 4 seasons. But that's coming in a few months. I think they're going back to Boston. Frasier. So we're gonna touch down a
Right.
bit, at least lore wise, on Cheers.
And aren't we a
Lilith
week or
is
two-
there?
Aren't we a week or two away from Justified also?
Yes, sir. Yes,
We're getting
sir.
close. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I know. I gotta rewatch this original series. No, I'm not gonna, because then I'm gonna want Walton Goggins. That fucking new villain will never compare.
So Goggins doesn't appear in this.
No, if he does, it would be really. I would think dumb.
Yeah,
I
because
can't see
Boyd's in jail, right? Boyd left being for how long? I don't even
one
remember.
of the best endings in TV.
Oh, it
their
was,
monologue,
yeah.
their whatever dialogue.
That was great. Yeah, that
fucking
was.
amazing.
That's
I
the
don't know,
writing.
he went away.
They were they stayed very true to the books because they're all based on books. That's why they could do a half a dozen series probably if they wanted to, based upon the number of books that they have out. If they wanted. Yeah, quality.
Never watched it, so I need to catch up.
I read all the books. There was only, I think, like 3 of them and a short story or something like that. And they were mostly adapted already in elements, in just episodes. Like, I think it was like 1 episode per season of Justified covered a book or something. I don't know, it's been a while. Howdy, Jay Santiago. Oh, yeah, that's right. Today is 7 of 9 day. So happy 7 of 9 day, everybody.
Oh,
That's
really?
right. So Google Jerry Ryan nude. I'm sure she's an actress of that era. I'm sure her titties are out there. She paid enough for them.
Man. Said that she nearly passed out a number of times because they would put corsets to make them, like I said, to make them look the way they did. They would make that waist like nothing. They would put a.
Well, her life sentence on Boyd.
Oh, that was what a great episode that was. I just saw that one recently too. Great goddamn episode that
Which
was.
one? Oh,
That's
I
forget what it was called, but
Pale
like
Moonlight. Is that one?
I think so. Yeah.
No,
With,
that is
Young
not in the Pale
Star.
Moonlight.
The one where he's a writer. Is that not? The
Yeah.
one?
That is not in the Pale Moonlight.
Far beyond
forget
the
what it-
stars.
far. Yeah, there you go. Far
Yeah,
beyond the stars.
In the Pale Moonlight is the episode where he is trying to justify. He's doing the whole monologue where he's doing the captain's log,
Right.
trying to justify his actions of getting Senator Vreenak killed to pull the Romulans into the Dominion War. and
Right.
then at the end of the episode, he just repeats to himself, "I can live with it," and then
Oh, right.
he deletes the entire
Delete log,
episode.
right. That
Yeah.
was another great fucking episode. Like I said,
Yes, it was.
that was why I love Deep Space Nine, for fucking
Yeah.
writing like that. It was just the best writing. And
Yeah,
and I know. You can't say enough about it. You can't.
oh my god, I could talk about Deep Space Nine all
Forever.
fucking day.
You won't bore
Oh
me.
man.
Now I know, Luke. Picture behind you. I know that's Rene Auberginois.
Yes.
That's Hertzler. That's Brooks. Who's that next to Brooks? That's not Berman. That's one of the producers, right? The guy between Farrell and Avery.
It must be. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Not Rick.
Because I don't recognize him.
I should have looked it up, but
Oh yeah, I said I was going to mention that to you guys. How much of a misogynist Rick
no.
Berman supposedly was.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Oh,
'Cause I've heard
that's right.
whispers.
He
on
he
the
he was
matter.
supposedly a very big part of the reason why Terry Farrell did not come back for season 7, and he supposedly harassed a lot of the women. I think Denise Crosby was under his crosshairs at this point, which is one reason why she wound up leaving.
Mhm.
So, but somebody did. If you go on YouTube and if you look under Rick Berman documentary, you might be able to find the one that I watched. But that's where I learned about it. You know, like I said, that he was just supposedly a major misogynist. And like I said, the women weren't thrilled with him. And then you had the other producers who did their job. That was the one thing about Deep Space Nine. Berman's name is on it, but he didn't have as much of his hands into Deep Space Nine as he did other of the older series at this point. I think that's part of what made it better. I think people were just allowed to go out there, do their job. The writers and everyone else just did, and they did their best. You got to see the best of their craft. Who knows?
So Deep Space Nine is not Berman Trek?
It is. It is. Berman's name is named as executive producer, but like I said, just from watching other documentaries, he wasn't quite as involved in every episode of Deep Space Nine as he had been in The Next Generation, Voyager. You see him, a lot in Voyager, and you can kind of tell a little bit. It's weird, but I think that's one reason why Deep Space Nine stands out a little bit, because I think, and it's the same thing with all the new series. Kurtzman, I think, is not as involved with Strange New Worlds as he was with Discovery, which is one reason why I think Strange New Worlds is better, and it is a good. It's a step back to the way they used to take and make the series.
Well,
all
who
the
is
Star Trek
isn't
series.
it that a Goldsmith? I don't know how you say
Something
his
like
name.
that. Something like that.
Akira or something running Strange New Worlds.
Something like that. But like I said, Kurtzman though was involved exclusively with Discovery, and I mean, I can tell, I can see the difference between the two series. Strange New Worlds, at least after 4 episodes, shows a lot of promise to me, and from what you guys tell me, like I said, it's it'll get better and better. Sophomore year, you guys are watching second season. They say sophomore year can be tough sometimes. Sometimes you did so much in the first season, you can't live up to a second season as much.
I gotta say, season 2 is super Star Trekky in a way. Like, it's very old school Star Trekky, but it's also so different just in the way that they're separating everybody a lot. Like there's a lot of bottle episodes.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Smaller cast episodes.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, really, they've been doing like teams of 3, which again, in the original series, there was plenty of that.
That's fine. Yeah, it's.
Teams
Well,
of
like I
3.
said, then you get to learn a little bit more about each of the characters, or at least they get more of a moment in the sun at this point than they would normally get.
Well, I can say this about our shared journey with Strange New Worlds. While we're at different points in the series currently, meaning we're all up to date, and Richard Kish is lagging slowly behind.
Oh,
I'll
catch up.
We all still have McCoy to look forward to. That he is definitely coming, and I think
Can't
that's going to
wait.
be. That's either going to be. I think it's going to be a make or break moment for the entire Star Trek franchise at this.
Oh,
point.
so he shows up. Does he show up in
Not
season?
Yet. Not yet.
Anytime
I don't
in
even
season
think
2,
he's
though?
I don't even think he'll be in
We
season
don't know.
2, but maybe he will. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil. You get a voice of one character from Kirk's Enterprise, one of the old
Right.
TOS crew. Get a
Right.
voice cameo in season 1, so have your ears out for that. Other than that, we don't know anybody else besides Kirk. But I swear, wasn't there an allusion to McCoy in the finale of season 1? Either way, he's
I don't
coming.
remember. I don't
He's
remember.
got to be coming. They've got to bring him. He's one of the best characters in the franchise, and I can't wait until they do. That's all I got to say. And why is it 7 of 9 day? I meant to ask. Does anyone know?
Why? What? What about her?
Why is it 7 of 9?
7/9.
Oh,
July 9th.
get it.
Oh God!
I get it.
I actually had to think
understand
about that.
now.
I'm looking down at my computer calendar. Yeah, 7/9. Hey, you can answer one question. This is also in the Pike universe. In the Cage, the Doctor is the old white guy, and in obviously the Kirk universe, it's Bones. How does the black guy play into it? You say that he somehow.
The question is, how does that white guy play into it? Who's also called Bones, by the way, and I think he might have been called last name Hunter or something like that. But
No. The Black Doctor in Strange New World precedes
Bone Hunter?
Leonard McCoy.
Right, but
But-
he proceeds and he's there He's there the entire original series, but McCoy just takes over because we're going to assume it's something to do with.
God, you're right.
There
And he
is-
plays such a minor role that
Yes.
you almost miss him.
Yeah, but this other doctor.
You know, I actually had to think about that. You're right.
That's a question. I guess you know what? That doctor, because the Cage is before Strange New Worlds by 5 years, before Discovery by 5 years, that doctor just must have been there prior to Mbenga. But his nickname
Similarities?
is Bones.
Okay.
So maybe there's something there.
There's something there too. And there.
7 of 9 day. Everyone
Phil
celebrate.
Boyce.
Not in, don't mess up your keyboard.
Ah,
Okay, so Phil Boyce was not Bones. There's another doctor somewhere in Star Trek's early. Maybe it was in the script and they never actually produced it. The original doctor had a different name, but was
like
also Bones.
Those elusive characters, like there was a Captain Robert Price. Robert Price, am I thinking of? And I think he originated in the animated series.
Robert April.
Robert April. I'm sorry, Robert April, not Robert Price. And is that the only
You know what
place
I
he's?
realized?
Yes. What'd you realize?
Oh, no. No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was going to say, is April? Am I correct? Is the only place that he ever got mentioned was in the animated series?
Yep, up until now.
Oh.
So what? He preceded Pike, or was he between Pike and Kirk?
Before Pike, yeah.
He was before Pike. Okay.
Yeah, and then he got promoted, and he's the one who brought Pike on as captain.
Right.
Robert April is the first Enterprise captain, like of the USS Enterprise NC
Right.
1701.
So I didn't realize.
No blasted
That the
A,
original
B,
Pike-
C, D, or E.
Original Pike's name is very close to my father's name, and it's kind of weird.
That's going to be
just
very
learned his name
interesting
the other day.
to everybody.
But I'm also Luke John.
Yeah, but he did that on
My
purpose.
dad's Jeffrey Hunton had Jeffrey Hunter. It's
Oh,
it's weird.
interesting. That's
really weird.
interesting.
Maybe you were destined to be a Starfleet captain.
Yeah.
They got to hurry up. Come on, build the ships.
You'll be too old and gout-footed by the time they get there.
Now we're gonna be immortal in
Oh,
what?
yeah.
17 years?
9 years, Richard Kish. You just got to make it 9 more years, all right?
9 more years.
9, okay.
I know it's gonna be tough, but you just gotta work it out. 9
Oh,
more
I'll do
years.
it. No, I'll do
Hold
my
on.
best.
Hold on.
I'll do my best. Yeah, it
All
was
right.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it was great having you here, man.
Thanks, guys.
You got to
Oh.
catch up.
I guess.
Yes,
that's
I will
right.
ca-
guess
I
we're
will
getting into
catch up.
this now.
So now, do you get rid of me, or because I'm too used to that with the men are talking?
Well,
Do you get rid of
actually,
me, or
before you go, just
yeah.
tell us a little bit about Men Are Talking. Go ahead.
A little.
So there we go. And men are talking, folks. You'll see some. We got one. We got a Mr. Williams special from Mr. Kish in the background.
You got me. The fair and square. That was beautiful.
Got
That was
him.
beautiful.
All right. Until next time, sir.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.
Yeah.
Watch this, guys. Say we do that. See, it has a function.
That was a good one.
Luke,
What a bastard.
you son of a.
'Cause he
She's
hated it.
naked. All right, hurry up.
Who's
There's a naked
naked?
lady. There's
What
a
are you
naked
talking-
alien in my room.
Oh. All right. Well, in this episode, someone pointed out, you see what's on that label?
Chateau ragu.
No. God damn it. Seriously?
Yes.
Chateau Picard.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me put my glasses on and let me just confirm that's what we're looking at here.
But Picard's not even born yet. What the hell?
Yeah.
They still have a vineyard.
The vineyard was around Charles Whedon.
Yep.
Chimney.
So just a little Easter egg.
Chateau Rambo, I think it says.
Chateau Rambo.
Yeah.
So, all right. Lotus Eaters. Yes. They are from mythology.
From the Odyssey.
And yes.
Is
And
the
who were they?
Odyssey mythology, or is it? Well, who are the Lotus Eaters? I think it's it's like Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. It's opium for the masses. It's a parable about being controlled by substance abuse. There are these
Yes.
people who just chew on the lotus and they waste away all day, and that's this island or whatever. And you know you're not supposed to chew. What happened to your camera? Your camera got nice. Like actually everything got really nice, but your framing just changed and jumped. You're gonna have to go back and watch it. That was neat. Something happened. Whatever you did fixed and made you look better. Yeah, so that's what the Lotus Eaters are. Burp.
Because I made myself smaller. Anyway, yeah, the Lotus Eaters, Odysseus and the party get to an island, and everyone there they're blissful, but they don't remember responsibility or anything like that. And the ship stays there for a while. All the guys kind of, they like that lifestyle. And I believe Odysseus has to tie everybody. Wait, I didn't even see. Wait. Bastard.
Keep
Don't
talking,
look
fuck
now,
up.
folks, but Charlie's up to his ears in pussy. Oh, Jesus.
Not
And
anymore.
Odysseus has to he has to tie everyone on the crew to the ship to get them out of there because they don't want to leave. So, and it's similar to this episode, right? I mean, they're not consuming anything, but they are forgetting who they are.
Because I don't even know what the fuck is going on. What happened? They go to a fucking planet. Everyone's brainwashed because of a giant rock, and then they shoot the rock, and then everyone's fine. Is that the plot? Because I don't understand. What happened.
No. Okay. They go down to the planet. They forget.
I must have been eating.
Everyone
the
forgets who
lotus.
they are.
I think I was actually.
Now, the first time they went, they said they only stayed for 45 minutes, so nothing affected them. But if you remember, up in the ship, it was affecting them as well. Remember?
Yes.
I fly the ship. I'm Ortega.
I fly the ship. I shot
I
the
fly
sheriff.
the ship.
I
Yeah.
fly the ship. I am Martinez. I fly the ship.
I fly the
Her
ship.
name is not Martinez. Her
I
name
told
is
you.
Ortegas.
I am Ortegas.
Ortega.
I fly the ship. What is the person's name from I am you killed my father? What's that person's name?
My
I
name
am
is
Inigo
Inigo
Mon-
Montoya. You
I
killed
am
my
Inigo
father.
Montoya.
fly the
I
ship.
fly the ship.
Yeah. But it was affecting them too. And then you must have fallen asleep because Spock tells them to go to the debris field. And she's like, oh, that's stupid. And he's like, oh, you don't think you can fly through that? Oh, that's offensive. But when they go there, it gets worse, and they find out later on that it's from that debris field. That's where the radiation is coming from. So anyone on the planet, because that debris field's so close, it's fucking them up. I think what they do afterwards is probably push some of the stuff away from the planet, just so no one will be affected by that memory loss anymore.
So there was a giant rock in space causing everyone memory loss, and then they went in space and shot the rock, and then it went away.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
I thought you meant there was a rock on the planet.
No, I said I said in space, Lucas.
And those soldiers have changed so much because he had some ply boxes. This guy, Zachary, who got left behind. Remember, there was a supply box that that Pike opened up, and it only had medical supplies and that kind of stuff. Zachary had taken all the weapons out and given them to the people on the planet to be his guards and all that stuff. So, yeah, it was I thought it was one of these episodes that was very Star Trek, because
It definitely was.
It's a singular kind of story. There's no layover that you're not going to go back. They tie up what happened on that planet, and he finds out that not everyone died, so he gets a little bit of less remorse for that, I guess. It's just showing Pike trying to, it's almost like Pike has to tie up all the loose ends before he knows he's fucked up. Is that what's kind of going on? And Starfleet wants him to as well?
No, I don't. Starfleet has no idea of what's going on with him. Then
That's true.
Didn't they not even realize the significance of where they were until, like, they were there? Like,
No. They knew they were going there. And remember, he specifically wanted La'an and the doctor to go because they're good with no phasers. They're good at fighting. At one point, you needed people here who could handle themselves without the phaser. And he said, yeah.
yeah, because you don't have a security division for that. You bring along your doctor for fucking fighting. What series had the dancing doctor? Now you have karate.
That
doctor.
was a little strange to me. It's like, look, I get it. The doctor is good in hand-to-hand combat, but
like really good.
He's
And
really
he does-
good at
and
it.
he does drugs to make himself extra good.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
your security team, Lon's security team, is supposed to be able to be capable in all forms of combat, not just ranged combat with like firearms or phasers or whatever, but also hand to hand.
Hey, let's not be silly though. It makes perfect sense to have a fucking doctor who can kick ass. I mean, you're gonna want to have two fighters, and you need a medical person anyway. So it makes perfect sense.
I was
for
thinking
him.
that.
But it's just unprecedented. All the other doctors on Star Trek have been specifically. You had a hologram. You had a lady. You had a fucking Bones. Well, Bones, I'm pretty sure could kick some ass.
And then you had
He was just old.
the Denobulan on Enterprise.
Yeah, but the Denobulan, all he did was just puff up his face every time he got threatened.
Yeah. It's interesting as a character, though. He's
Anthony
a healer
Rapp.
and he's a healer and can cause pain. He knows how to cause great pain, and he knows how to heal you from it. So it's like a yin yang kind of thing in the character.
Is an easy number 2 to Bones as far as my favorite fucking doctors in Star Trek.
Wait, like you're talking about Mbenga?
Yeah, I fucking love the character. And the lady pointed this out, and I cannot unhear it, and I'm going to ruin it for you. That actor absolutely should be cast as Winnie the Pooh. His fucking voice is the perfect Winnie the Pooh. It's great.
Winnie the Pooh. I'm just a little black rain cloud.
Oh, come on now. Winnie the Pooh's a yellow bear. He's honey color.
That was in the song.
Thank
just a
you
little
so
black
much for
rain.
ruining that for me, you bastard.
You hear it, don't you? It took you a
Yes.
minute. It took you a fucking minute, but it took me a minute too. When she said it, I was like, "What are you talking about, Dumbo?" It's Winnie the Pooh doesn't go around on like,
Christopher
fucking
Pikeson?
action adventures.
Son of a bitch. Now I can't unhear it.
Do you have a
I
honey
want
pot,
Mbenga
Spock?
as
Give me
Winnie
the
the
honey
Pooh
pot.
now.
Spock is
Oh.
Rabbit.
It's like Christopher Robin. That is a horrible impression of his voice.
It was the best you could do.
Oh, bother. And I'm still,
My daughter's stuck in a transporter.
I can't get into the fact that his quarters are so goddamn huge. In the original, they were
Yes,
tiny.
we bugged out over that too. Like, hold up. Every time I see him, I think. I immediately think he's on his apartment back on Earth or something.
Yes.
No captain has had a quarters like this. They must have outlawed it. Far too extravagant.
Like, come on. He has, what, wildlife? I mean, that's just a fake picture? What is that?
Well, anyway,
It's a
fake
portal
window, you
into another
bing-bing.
universe. I
It's
don't
a
fucking
fake
know.
window. Good answer, Charles. That's what he deserved. He deserved that answer. Look at it. How many spaces does he have to sit? He's got this cozy corner. Just a fucking
This
couch
was
right behind
later.
him. Like,
I think this was later on, not
is this
in their
no
quarters.
longer in his quarters.
Oh, and then everyone in the ship freaking out. They couldn't find their
Actually-
way to their quarters.
I actually thought that scene
Stared
was
at the
kinda
walls and shit.
cool. Quick question about the quarters. Why does he have those display windows up when you have the stars? The captain's
Space?
quarters, that is in canon, that the captain's quarters have like the best, not the best view, so to speak. It's all the same, really, right, in space. But it has a huge space view of space.
Well, maybe it's because he's supposed to have a space where he doesn't have to think about all that shit, right? He's supposed to be able to relax for a minute. So if he feels like he's back on Earth on an apartment, it makes him not be so stressed out all the time.
Yeah, he's just too aloof. He's too aloof sometimes. I love him as Pike, but yeah, he's not badass like that first one.
Well, we do see when this guy Zachary won't give him his memories back. He gets pretty pissed. Pike almost kills him, brutally slays him.
And then suddenly
the end.
remembers everything and is just cured.
Because the ore blocks all the radiation and eventually just wears out. It dissipates from his brain.
Yep.
Oh,
you're right, this is a,
where they were, like whatever stronghold they were at.
Yeah. The ore that
yeah.
was used to build that castle protects them from the radiation from the asteroids.
So he just happened to clear his mind right before pulling the trigger.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Pretty
It's Star Trek. That's
convenient,
what happens.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, Zachary
Richard
knew.
Tisch says, "Gentlemen, I had a great time. Thanks again. Not listening to a word you cunts say." Well, that was rude, Mr. Tisch. Gee.
That's a
Oof.
good thing. No one
I'm
should listen to this.
upset right now, but anyway.
Anyway.
Oh, bother.
But yeah,
Kubanga. Go on.
the confused moments were interesting. They almost looked like they were all going to fight each other at some point. And now,
No, they look like they're gonna fuck. Look at her. She's up against that fucking. She's like, never.
she thinks she's going to get raped.
Go on.
I mean,
Ever since the hard nipples, I just.
Ah.
There's not a lot of hard nipples in Star Trek. When they show up, in that 60-year run, they stick out. Doop doop. My goodness. All right, you pervert. You don't just put the pictures up and gawk.
that's what you're doing.
go. I'm waiting.
You
I'm
mentioned
not,
hard
you're the
nipples.
one.
I had to show example.
What do you want me to do? Go ooga, ooga. What do you expect?
Oh, God.
Shing.
So,
Shawing.
there is a site I go to, and apparently they have all the names for the next
The broken circle
episodes.
still sounds like butt rape. I'll never fucking get over it. Go on.
All right, so
Charades.
charades. That seems like a interesting name for an episode.
All right,
Lost in
wild
translation.
Speculation.
Okay, those old scientists under the cloak of war. Under the Cloak of War seems like an interesting episode to me because I think that episode is going to have something to do with the Gorn.
Oh, it sure will. It should.
Oh,
Then
sure,
again,
yep,
maybe
yep.
not.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not.
Klingons, possibly.
Klingons possibly, but we already know that the overarching story of this season is going to have something to do with the Gorn, not the Klingons.
Those old scientists, doesn't that refer to something already in Star Trek lore?
Oh, fuck. All right, look at episode 10.
Hold
The
on,
hegemony,
I'll
or
swear.
hegemony.
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 I'm glad
That is
you
the
read
name
it,
of the
not me.
government of the Gorn. That's their government.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they must get captured.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, so listen, those old scientists must be the episode where we get the crossover with Lower Decks, because those old scientists is what Jack Ransom refers to the people from the TOS era. So it's like a little nod, TOS, those old scientists. So when I saw that, I was like, I felt a very TOS vibe. Now I know why. Nerd.
Well, it is TOS, those old scientists.
Yeah, but
Yeah. But no, episode 10 is
Weird.
definitely going to deal with the Gorn because
Well,
the
clearly-
hegemony is the name of the Gorn government.
Yeah,
So
and I bet
it's
you
their
Under the Cloak of War is going to be like a sort of lame holodeck type episode. Do we have holodecks? No, right? They're not around yet.
No,
Not
not
yet.
yet. Not yet.
What's up to Taz,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
resident artist.
The holodecks don't become a thing until TNG.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Luke?
All right. Well, hopefully some of the other episodes impress you more, because yeah, you didn't like this.
I liked it. Okay, like maybe
so
not a
much.
holodeck, but
Like,
it'll be
okay,
some sort of
yeah.
episode where they go on a silly adventure under the cloak of war. It's gonna. I don't think it will be with the Gorn. That's my speculation. And Taz, Mr. Kish, that rewind button, whoop, it works. You got a nice hour and something minutes of Mr. Kish. Fantastic first half.
He's
of the
wonderful.
program.
Very wonderful in the Star
He's a
Trek
sweet
lore.
boy. What's next?
All right. Do we have any assignments for next week?
No, but we have an announcement. I don't know. You tell. Let's discuss that in a minute. I don't even know what the fuck does that mean. Assignments, you weirdo. When do we do assignments? If ever?
I don't know if it's something specific we want to watch.
Give
I
me
mean,
that background, you freaking jerk. I want backgrounds like yours. I'm so jealous. Mine looks stupid now. I was the cool boy, and now I'm the idiot. Now my background is your tiny little screen back there. You got a whole world. I hate it. It's not fair. Announcement. Charles Whedon, if you remember, you were crowned Prince of the SS, I think it was, King of the SS. When you won King of the SS, when you won the SS Showdown, Starfleet Strategy Showdown. Let's be clear, Starfleet Strategy Showdown. But it turns out the robots didn't realize we were actually playing. They thought it was hypothetical and that they were just giving an example of what a human might say if they were judging. I then clarified, no, we actually were playing the game and you were supposed to actually be judging. It went back over and it reassessed everything. And it turns out Luke was the winner of the SS Showdown. And my karate and lasers was not as ridiculous to the robot. Yes. But he won, and I'll tell you why he won. for adding one extra layer of diplomacy, because if you remember, Charles, all Luke did was steal your answer and add one more word. So you're still the winner, buddy. You're still the most Star Trekiest of us all.
Even though I don't really want to be the winner or prince or
You're
king
the prince
or
of the
lord
SS.
or emperor
You're
or
the
whatever
Lord of the SS.
of the
Why
SS. Oh my God.
Mein Fuhrer. Listen, there will be a rematch coming up next episode, let's say, and there will be a new King of the SS crowned when we resume Starfleet Strategy Showdown.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
right.
gonna have to defend my title.
That's right. Well, yeah, that's right. Just because the robot made a mistake, you're still the King of the SS, Charles. Luke technically won, but it don't count.
Yeah,
So-
the robot made a mistake.
That's right, fucking
All
robots.
right, so
Luke,
next
what do you mean
week-
by assignments?
Well, where are you in Star Trek right now? What are you watching?
Well, I was watching original series in Next Generation on
Oh, that's right.
Pluto because it's always on, and I just watch random episodes just for fun. But now it's Deep Space Nine and Strange New Worlds and Discovery that's mostly on.
Oh,
there.
that's right. You
So,
hate
yeah,
Bashir. That's right.
I've been not watching any Star Trek the last week.
How can you hate Bashir?
I just think he has a smarmy little dick face. I see
Kinda is.
I see qualities that if I watch him, I'm sure I'll feel the same way as yous do.
He's very uptight.
Look.
He's a very
He starts out as a dick, and then there's the whole thing where he's switched out with a changeling, and he's an asshole during that time period. But I mean, after that, like he really, you start to like him, you start to appreciate him, and you start to really like the Bashir and O'Brien episodes. I really love those episodes.
And O'Brien was one of my favorite TNG boys back in the day.
Oh yeah, O'Brien is fucking great in Deep Space Nine. Every episode that focuses on, well, almost every episode that focuses on him is a great episode.
Which one?
Yeah, and I even like
Which one
the
don't you like?
actor Cole Meany. I would watch.
The
his
one,
movies,
the
like
one
the
that I
idiot
can
that went up
remember
to
that
hell
I
and
don't
fell
like
off a
that
mountain.
focuses on O'Brien and Bashir is the storyteller. I just like
Oh, that's right.
I didn't like that
Yeah.
episode. I thought it was mostly boring.
Well,
But
speak-
one episode that focuses on O'Brien exclusively, like Bashir is there, but he's not the focus, is the episode where they're on a planet, I think, in the Gamma Quadrant, and O'Brien does something on the planet that gets him arrested, and due to the prison system that they have, it's like a virtual reality thing that simulates them experiencing the full sentence of their prison time, but they're only experiencing it like they're experiencing the full sentence, but from everybody else's perspective, they are only there for like a few minutes.
That'd be great.
And throughout the entire episode, O'Brien is like struggling with the whole like 20-year sentence that he just from his perspective.
Did he? Oh, don't tell me if he did it or not. I don't want to know if he did the full 20. Well, it seems like you just said he did, but I'm going to ignore it and talk over it because that sounds very.
All I'm going to
interesting.
say about that episode is that it was really rough to get through. It was a tragic episode.
It sounds like a really good one.
Yeah.
It was a
But
very rough
here's
episode.
the thing. I would commit crimes in order to do these sentences, and then I would suffer, but I would just enjoy time in my mind. It's almost like I would think things out long. I would read books.
But you
Like,
don't.
you
don't
that's
realize
you're
it, though.
extending
You
your
would-
life, though.
I just looked up the storyteller. Yeah, that was the one. They go to a planet.
They go to
And-
Bajor.
I
It's
may
on
just
Bajor.
jump right to that episode.
Is that on
and watch
Bajor?
it.
It's on Bajor.
man.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some weird thing that comes out of the sky and comes for the people in the town.
This is
and
the Arrested
storyteller has to
episode,
tell a
right?
story.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a weird episode because I focus so much on that little adventure and it kind of doesn't do anything. It was a filler episode, I think.
Yeah,
There must have been
it
some other
wasn't that
shit
good
going
of an
on.
episode.
I don't
at the
see anything
station,
about.
but
I don't see anything about O'Brien going in prison in this.
I can't remember
not
the
the
name of the episode.
storyteller.
I can't remember the name of the episode, but yeah, it's later in the show's run.
O'Brien, Star Trek, 20 years. Well, you said, but it was mostly boring. And speaking of
No, that's a different episode.
yes, the different episode. But going back to that, just those words.
Hard time.
Speaking of mostly boring, all right, hard time. DS9. Any more about this episode of Strange New Worlds?
Oh, about Strange New Worlds. To be honest, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it.
Me neither. I have to go to bed. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
Deep Space
probably
Nine.
more to
You
say.
couldn't get me to shut up
It wasn't
about
that
Deep
great.
Space Nine. I could talk about
Convinced me.
Deep Space Nine all fucking day.
Well, we didn't talk
Don't you
about
feel like, in a
Spock's
way-
limp. We didn't talk about Spock's limp, which is something that was
Oh.
explained 60 years later. So apparently Leonard Nimoy chose to walk with
Yep.
a limp in the pilot episode, The Cage, and now they've explained why. Because prior, apparently, Spock was bleeding out. Pike recounts that. I didn't catch that. I must have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Recount that.
It was just for a second. He talks about how Spock got injured, the other three got killed, and then were left behind, and Spock was bleeding out when they got him back to the shuttle. And then, yes, the cage happens pretty much right after that, because in the episode, they're talking about the incident that they just explained. They say, "Oh, are you still thinking about what happened on that planet?" "Yeah, of course I am. People were left behind, and I can't deal with it. I don't know if I want to be a captain anymore. I don't know if I want to make these decisions." He's like, you could be a traitor. You could go all kinds of different places. There's all kinds of different lives you can live in the galaxy.
Good night, Taz.
And the doctor's
Essential
like-
missed the ending. Don't forget, live long
Good
and
night.
scissor. That's what we do at the end of the show. We're going to
Yeah,
do it
that's what we
twice
do at the
today.
end.
This is a special scissoring for Taz, the Resident Alien. I like that show, Resident Alien. Look at this.
And the
Look at-
doctor says to him-
my idiot's tan from
Resident
driving
Alien?
makes me look like a multiracial relationship or an interracial relationship. Just looks like a black lady and a white lady scissoring the two different colors of me.
It does?
Just to fuck up. Fucking.
The doctor says something to him about being an Orion slave trader and stuff like that. You're not that kind of person.
We're not scissoring
You're-
for your sexuality. We do it at the end of every show. We were
Yes,
we were scissoring because you have a vagina. It has nothing to do with what you do with your vagina. Just it was relevant that you do have a vagina.
It's mainly because
You have a
Star
vagina,
Trek
right?
has
Let's be clear.
has
Now she's saying
girls
she's not
kissing.
Les. I'm just saying.
That's
You know,
why.
sometimes girls these days they don't have vaginas. Sometimes Anywho, what is going on? Can we end this ship already?
All right.
Flying
We'll be back
into the
next week, everybody.
nebula. No, you had more words. I'm saying, finish your words. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh no. Just the doctor convinces him to try to stay as a captain, and then the events of the cage happen, and he realizes that he's a great captain. So there you go. That's it. And I guess Becky thinks Pike is dreamy. Original Pike.
Guess so. Now, I must ask you, Luke, because we forgot to do the theme song. Would you sing us out?
This
No, you gotta put the cover up.
is
Nobody wants to look at you when you sing. No,
Podrants.
no. Where's the cover of this
I
episode?
like people looking at me. I
No.
love it. I love it.
I'm not doing my part then. Is that it? No, that's not it. You found it? Where is it?
I already clicked it.
This is the Alpha Podrants.
The Alpha Podrants.
Sing it.
Yes, this is Alpha
End of the
Podrants.
show.
Oh.
In outer space with lesbian trills and press the end.
And gay mushroom guys that kiss Puerto Ricans.
Now you gotta be racist.